of a teenager, you might be freaking out if your kid is about to get a license, and you also might be wondering what's changed since you got yours. Well, our partners at Family Circle are getting us up to speed on how driving is taught now in 2019. And be sure to have your phones handy, because at the end of this story, we'll have a QR code with a lot more information. Take a look.
Chances are you learned to drive by taking driver's ed in high school, but over the past 2 decades, most school programs have gone by the wayside. Now it's all about learning outside of school and even relying on apps.
There's an app called Road Ready that basically logs your driving experience. You're required to get 50 hours of experience. To go with that, there's a printed guide called the Parent Supervised Driving Guide that has specific instructions to help parents and teens learn how to drive.
And say goodbye to 10 and 2. That is a thing of the past.
So most driving school instructors don't encourage 10 and 2 anymore because of the airbag problem.
The airbags have always worked to keep drivers safe, but now there are other features that help protect drivers. Those, however, should not be a replacement to traditional driving techniques.
The backup cameras are a great example of the new technology. It's useful, and we do encourage people to use them, but it doesn't take the place of looking over your shoulder and checking. You have to look as well as use the camera. Same thing with lane assist and automatic stopping. They're useful safety features, but they don't take the place of paying attention to the driving.
Another big change, the definition of impaired driving is not just limited to driving under the influence anymore, but texting and driving. Family Circle recommends getting an app that can block texts while the car is in motion. But some things have remained the same over the years, so make sure your teens are still getting the proper experience.
Things like 50 hours of behind-the-wheel experience. You have to hold an instruction permit for 6 months. There's passenger restrictions after you get your license and a nighttime driving curfew. Those things were put in place for good reason. The research shows that those are the most dangerous things that teen drivers do.
To keep your teens out of danger, parents can take extra precautions.
Another good tip is when your teen starts driving, get a parent-teen driver contract. All you have to do is look it up online. There's a contract that spells out what your teen is supposed to do and what the consequences are if they break that contract. Those are very helpful.
Handing over the keys to your teenager can feel like the biggest leap of faith you've had to take, but following these guidelines will help your kids stay as safe as possible on the road.
All right, now it's time to grab those phones. Just swipe up the camera, hold it in front of the screen, and that QR code will take you directly to the Family Circle website. You can find plenty of tips there and learn how to prepare yourself to hand over these babies to your teen driver and let them sit in the driver's seat. Crazy to think 10 and 2 is no longer a thing.